Okay, so here's the rig we're using. I got a 7'1" ACC Crappie 6 rod. It's medium light. I love this rod. It's so good for crappie. And a Shimano reel on there. I think this is a 1000 size. I like the Shimano reels because they have a good smooth drag. I'm going to show you the way I rig up every time for crappie. The bottom part here is always the same. Take your jig. In this case, I'm using my favorite, which is a gold and silver tracer shad from GingaNinjaLures. Run the line through, so you got that. Then you just make a loop. This is how we make a loop knot. Put the bait back through it. I usually just do twice. Some guys like to do 3 times. Trap the 2 lines behind the eye of the hook. It helps cinch it down, so you want that knot to be really close. It makes a small loop, but you want the knot to be really close to the eye of the hook so it doesn't get trapped in the bend of the hook. Then you kind of pull them tight. There you go. When you're all done, you have a little loop, and it helps this jig hang freely when you're vertical jigging. And I'm a firm believer in that works. Do you have to fish it that way? No, but it works. You could use a regular knot if you want, but try it and see what you think. Okay, so once you got the lure on there, then I take a little split shot, and I'm talking a size, this is probably a size 7, it might be a 5. Put that on the line 12 to 18 inches above. So now you got your jig down here and your weight up here where my fingers are. And then gently squeeze that weight on so you don't nick your line and weaken it. And that's the rig. That's what catches a lot of crappie out here on Lake Guntersville. So let's go fish it now and see what we can do. Like this is good. Let's see what happens. That's a stump. Either a stump or a big rock. One or the other with the fish. Oh, he came off there and ate that. That one looks like a bass. Got him. Crappie. First cast. This guy got the hook in the bottom of his lip, so I'm trying to not to get my finger all messed up here. There's a decent crappie. There we go, baby. There we go. Okay, so I had a question on my last video about the weights. Lots of details to include about the weights, so I'm going to give you a little bit now, and I might do a specific video on it later. But I use the question was, what split shot do you use, and how big, and how many? And the rig I have is a loop knot to the jig and whatever bait you're using. Then about 12 to 18 inches above it is the split shot here. And I usually end up using either a size 7, 5, or a 4. 7 is the smallest one, 4 being the big one. And I always start with the smallest I can get away with, but there's a bunch of factors for how much weight you will want to use. The one nice thing about having the weight there of any size is it gives you some other target on your forward-facing sonar so you can pick it out really easy. And the reason to have it there besides that is getting it down to the strike zone of the fish fast enough, and then depending on the fish's mood, it'll affect the action. So in heavy current out here on the Tennessee River, you want to use more weight. So sometimes if I'm fishing deep water, heavy current, I might use 2 weights. The problem you get when you start to use too much weight is you get the pendulum effect where the weights go down faster and your bait's like this while it's coming down, and then when you slow it down, it'll swing this way. That's not a major problem, and sometimes that swing even creates a strike, but it is a little bit sometimes a problem for casting, and you end up with knots. So again, I like to try and match the weight of the up here with the jig as much as possible, so you don't get as much of that pendulum stuff, and they both swing down and float down the same way, same rate, if you will. But you just have to experiment with it till you get what you think is going to work for the fish to make them bite. And in this case today, there's like 40,000 CFS of current, so there's a little current. We're already swinging around. I see here current taking over for the wind, but one weight, and this I think a number 7 is enough with this probably 1/16 ounce jig head to get it down. I'm not fishing that deep, it's like 20 feet deep here. So hopefully that helps you across some of it. I might do a little more specific stuff on the future video. But we'll watch it. We'll watch it as we go down on the screen here. We have to reposition on the stump. But one more cast. You can see it falls pretty quick on the screen if you're watching. That's a pretty good fall, and then I just stop it and hold it above there. Got it. That heavier weight also gets the bait down into the strike zone real fast, and sometimes that's what you want, right? I mean, if the fish are aggressive, the faster you get it down to them, the faster you're going to hook up and catch a fish. So that's one of the factors to consider. But sometimes they don't want the weight either, so it's just something you got to experiment with. All right, I'm going to reposition on this stump. It's blowing the other direction now. And these fish are not really orienting as much with the current. They're orienting to the top of the stump, and just anything that comes above them, they're going to come straight up and look at it, and either get it or not. I'll have to make a decision. Sometimes when you're fishing in the current, though, that could be a whole different thing. You literally have to cast upriver and bring it down, or sometimes the wind will position you upriver of the thing you're trying to cast to, and the current will bring it down. Which is a whole nother thing, and it can actually help with hovering your bait over the fish that way in those conditions. And then you just gotta experiment with it. Drop it right on the heads of the ones below it. See if it can get any reaction. There we go. Got that one. Just a little one, but we were able to convince them with the micro bait. Once they get picky, you got to start doing stuff like that. So that was a combination of downsizing and using a different lift technique to make them bite to reaction strike it. And it works. We'll try a couple more here, and then we'll move on to another group of them. Try and get some bigger ones. We might have caught most of the bigger ones on this stump already. There's our buddy going back too. Got him. You see that lift and bite. This might be, oh yeah, that's a good one. We're gonna net this one on the small jig. So there you go. That's a slab on that microbait one. They, after they got picky on the bigger bait, which was the tracer shad, went to the microbait, and that's what they did. Nice big one. Got him using the lift. Forced him to take it. Didn't help himself. Micro. More than that. Oh, he hit it right away. He wasn't going to let it get away. I missed him. No, it's coming good. As soon as I moved it, he ate it. That might be a stripe or something. Oh, it's a bass. Oh no, it's a big crappie. Nice. Oh, yeah, shouldn't have tried to lift that one. That was dumb. My mistake. With this tiny of a hook, you can't do that. Oh, I had him. Put it out of his mouth. Back. See one. Got him. Ha! He wanted it so bad he came back and got it. That one was borderline boat flip, but we got him. He was hooked pretty good. Settle down, dude. So the Finesse got him again. Little tiny one. Yeah, we're on top of him now, but that'll be the last cast, and then I'll move position to something else. It's just a baby. If the wind will stay like this and position us this way, I can get on that tree at a different angle, and it probably get some bigger ones. I like that better. Let's try and reposition him in different places here. Oh, he came off. Just left it there for him and he decided he wanted it after all. Nice. Not huge, but a decent little fish. Okay, I'm going to try and reaction strike these guys. I'm going to put it below them and then just a little bit and then raise it up fast through the pile. Get it on to chase it out. Got it. Bass. Came off the bottom. Just flip this guy in with the light line. Got him. Eat that silver and gold. Oh, he's pinned. Come on, dude. Come out. Alright, get the crappie now. We're still, ooh, that's a different group of them. Look at them right there. Here, I'm going to get some of those. Oh, back, yep, he did. Decent little one. Loop out of the line. Alright. Let's see how many more we can get before we have to go finesse on them. Looks like a nice crappie. Oh yeah. Yes. Line all hung up in the net. Let's see if we can fix that first. Yeah, he ate it. Come on, buddy. Just gonna take your picture and let you go. There we go. That's a good one. All right, that was on a chartreuse head tracer shad, but this is the silver version without the gold on the top. So I decided to try a little different subtle change there. It's not gold on the top, it's just all silver instead of, I don't know if that was the change or not, but we'll find out. Get some more, right? Also, since we were talking about weight, if you look here, I have two weights. I was using this at a deeper spot. It was like 35 to 40 feet deep and some current. It's falling much faster, and you can pull it away faster, so maybe that's the action they want. Got that guy. Yeah, he's a decent one. Not huge, but good enough. If you were keeping them, he'd work. Okay, so just dragging it near the bottom, a few inches off the bottom, and they just come up and eat it. There's so many rocks and crevices and stuff down here. All you got to do is get it near them. They'll pop out and eat it. No 13s and 14s yet, but they're in there somewhere, I'm sure of it. Alright, let's try those guys. Get closer. They're right under the boat. Looking at it. There we go. Convinced him. Woo, he ate it. Another one that was worried about the guy next to him getting it, and he just choked that thing down in there. That one's pinned. Good thing for the hemostats. Oh, anger. Something about that tracer shad, man. The size and the color that they want. Gotta love that. That's how the big ones were hitting it by this tree the other day. It's not huge, but he inhaled it. Another one that ate it way down there. Yep, that one wanted it right away. That's a good one. Oh, came off in the nets. Good thing I needed that one. That's a slab. Gold and silver. My favorite. Silver, baby. Good silver. That one on the lift technique. Another gold and silver. sift technique again. You guys been caught before. Might be a feeding window. Putting it down there, just raising it up in front of their faces, and they're going after it. Love it. Better. Yes, they are in feeding mode. I'm pretty sure about that. They see that thing swimming away and they're after it. Oh no. Jig's coming apart. Oh. The gold and silver. Just to stay together for a few more fish. Put a rock in a brush pile, all within 20 or 30 feet of each other, who's alternating on them. You bite on one, then move to the other. You bite on that one. Pretty cool. There's a lot of bass and stuff moving through here too. Surprised me that the bass hasn't tapped it yet. I've been getting lots of hooks on it. Another slab. Nice. Pretty fish. That's literally just right under the boat too. Awesome. Oh, it took my lure though. I have to re-rig that. I'm gonna try the silver only first though, just to see. We got enough for the crappie video, I'm sure of that. So hopefully that helps some with learning about the weights and maybe some of the techniques. You could see during various stages they'd get picky and you'd have to downsize, and then other times you'd have to do the lift technique to get them to bite. So you just got to be prepared to do it all and see what the fish like. They'll tell you for sure. Thanks for watching the channel, and I hope we get a few more subscribers. Things are going pretty well, but please like and subscribe, and we'll be making some more videos soon. See you on the water.